Hello everybody, welcome back to Minecraft on the Block. This is the Krafters Feed the Beast server, and I just deleted 45 minutes of footage that got us here. I wish that I could. I did it on purpose. I'm not like, oh, I lost 45 minutes. I did it on purpose. Let me tell you why. It was, for one thing, it was 45 minutes, which is too long. I'm trying to keep these down around 30, 35 minutes. And I wasn't even done with the episode yet, and I just got frustrated. I just got rid of it. And it was also very like split up between, I had a segment that I recorded a couple days ago because I was going to start this kind of new approach to the game, and I had a segment that I was recording today after I had done, a couple of days of work and had done a bunch of thinking. So what you're looking at right now is the Rylex Industries J Mine Depot for jungle mine. That's the mining office, and this is the processing plant. And I'm going to have a ranch and farm over here. I'm going to have an assembly factory over here. I've got pretty good ideas of what those things are going to look like already because I've been doing a lot of building and working. So I want to show you these buildings. I'm very happy with them, and I want to show you where we are. The top of the block is 844 blocks that way. That is because, I'll we'll talk about that. I found this spot. I really was looking. It's basically exactly what I was looking for. It's got this glacier, which once that loads in, it'll load even some more, I think. Once that loads in, the glacier is just beautiful. It's got this mountain range that runs further that way even, and then all the way along here, and then all the way back over there, and curves around until it meets that forest that's kind of by our house over there, the one that's autumn forest or whatever. And so these trees I've planted, I've gathered these to do work with. But anyway, so let me take you on a really quick tour, and then I'm going to start talking about the things we're going to do today. I've been using my workshop back home to kind of bootstrap me, and I've actually done a lot of stuff. I created a second portal gun of a different color, which I showed all that in the first recording that I got rid of, but I created a red and yellow one so that I could have two different ones, one that will take me back and forth between my home and here, and one that will take me back and forth between the mine and stuff like that. And then done a fair amount of work here. You can see these are interesting. We'll talk about that real quick. And the first thing I did was create the mine, and then I did a little bit of mining just to get the mine started. And I'm going to create a portal to the Twilight Forest, which will allow us to mine there as well and feed out of the same mining operation. And then I'm going to quarry in the middle of this jungle. I'm actually going to let the quarry, let's get up here so we don't get blown up. I'm actually going to let the quarry start above the tree line, and I'm going to quarry trees and everything all the way down, but in the middle of the jungle, so you won't really be able to see it once it's done. But we might be able to see it kind of working, rising above the tree line, which would be cool. So that thing is going to run off of solar power. Advanced solar, which is actually what our processing plant's running off of right now. This is the mining building. I'm really happy with this mine depot. I just like the way it looks. The original's having a problem over there. I like the mix of textures and kind of how it's just cool. So this is going to be where the rail lines come up into here. I'm going to get into Steve's carts. A lot of you guys are really excited about that because you've been asking for it. So rail lines come up from the mine, which is down here. So we'll have the rail on this side, the stairs on this side. And the portal will be down there. And yeah, that's about it. So this is going to be the depot. It's just kind of a temporary thing. I was thinking this is where people would come, mine workers would come to get, equipment repaired and new stuff. And then this will be a temporary holding area for things that we don't know what to do with, or overflow, or that we want to keep around for mining operation purposes. We'll have a little workshop back here, maybe a couple of machines that do things that we might want done. I don't know, building rails or whatnot. And then this feeds down into the mine. That's the mine office. It doesn't have anything in it right now, so I'm not going to show you. I'm going to make stairs that go up around the side, but I wanted kind of a mine office. It's cool from up there because you can kind of look out over the whole valley, and eventually you'll be able to see our whole operation. You want to go in there? Either get in or out. I don't want anybody getting in. Yeah, so that's that. And then, of course, that is the processing plant. We'll go look at that in a second. And what else do I want to tell you here? I think that's probably about it. So yeah, while we're walking over there, the reason I've started doing this is I just kind of got frustrated with the way things were going. I wasn't that happy with the play style. I wasn't really being inspired. I hadn't been doing very much building, which frustrates me. I like to build more than anything, but I really also like the logistics aspects and stuff. But I have to have them together. I have to have a reason to build, and I have to have a reason to do logistics. And so that's kind of what I've created, or at least tried. So let me walk you through this. This is actually a design. The way I design my architecture is I'll do a lot of either I'll have something in my mind from what I've seen or whatever, or just because I want to try something out, or I'll go look online or in architecture magazines. I've got a few that I keep around and some books, and I take a lot of inspiration from Frank Lloyd Wright and from the Schulman photos and things like that. So I think I've said some of that before. But anyway, so then I'll get an idea, and then I'll just find the materials that I want to use, and I'll start executing. And usually I'll build it even if I don't like it. You guys have seen me do that before. I'll just build it, and then usually I'll do adjustments and tweaks and whatever, and it'll come together. So this one, though, I didn't have any problems with. I found exactly what I wanted. I found the materials. I did a couple of test pillars and stuff, and it was perfect, and then I just started building. The problem was that I didn't build with any really, you know, usability in mind, I guess would be the word. So it's interesting inside, and I'll show you. But yeah, I really like, if you see the roof is kind of different sized pillars, randomly sized, with the wood inside kind of exposed, and then the red floor, and we'll go look at that. So the idea is going to be that there will be trains coming from the mine and from the quarry, and the rain here is just crazy. It's just buggy. It's not really that it rains a lot, it's that it rains in weird ways. But anyway, the trains will come from the mine and the quarry. They'll go to the depot. They'll get split up to either go wherever they need to go next. The only place they have to go right now is to the processing plant. So ores and things that need processing will come here. They'll come over here, and this will be the inbound and outbound stuff. So I'll probably have the outbound leaving from here and the inbound coming on this side, because this stuff will go to the assembly factory, which I'm going to have over there. And there will be other inbound things from the farm and ranch area will come here. Some stuff will come here. Anyway, so it'll go down and go into our basement. And I actually mined this out to, I just realized I mined this out because there was some ore in here that I was going to show you this thing working. But I'll have to do that later because I've depleted all my ore supplies. I've actually run this thing through a lot of testing. But so anyway, this is just a temporary chest to simulate where what all the stuff will come from. But this will be the main input for the whole factory. And then I've got 3 advanced solar panels up there running this, which is basically always full. So I need to get it going to an MFSU because it's just wasting power right now. This thing would probably be nearly full at this point if it was an MFSU, because that advanced solar just creates so much power, and just 3 of them is going to keep me going. So anyway, these are running up into the arrays of the macerators and the few furnaces. So let's go look at that. Anyway, so this is where the main input for the factory will be. There probably won't be a chest here. It'll probably just be coming in and going straight into the system. Although there probably will be a diamond pipe there to send it to various places that it would need to go. This is... So the factory, or the industrial complex, is called the Rylex Industries Industrial Complex. Rylex Industries, my 2 boys' names are Ryan and Alex, and so I've used a Rylex in the past for actually real-world business stuff as well. But so this is the Rylex Industries processing plant, and so I put this little RI on the floor. I don't know if it's going to stay, though, because I'm going to need that space. But anyway, this is my monstrosity, and I want to walk you through it real quick. So right now I have 2 macerators and 2 furnaces, and it runs without dropping anything, and it runs pretty efficiently. This processed all of that and all of this in about, I don't know, an hour maybe. Not even steadily, just kind of I put stuff in and test it out and whatever, but it works really well, and these are just double overclocked right now, so they don't run too fast, but we'll fix that. So the way it goes is that they come up here. That's the input that we were talking about. So that's the main input into the system, at least into this system. And we've used basically every type of pipe here. We have these, which are the sandstone. They don't connect to the sides of machines or things like that, so they'll connect to other pipes, but they'll allow you to bypass machines. So we come up, a cobblestone pipe will send things randomly into this one or on, and then randomly into this one or on. And I'm not sure exactly how I feel about this. I don't know the best way to do this without, logistics pipes or red power stuff or whatever. So I'm just kind of going with what I got. I haven't really thought it through too much. I can make this a little more compact, although I like kind of the look of it framing the window. I'm probably going to run it all the way up once I can get 2 more macerators and 3 more furnaces in the same configuration. But what it does is these will feed into the hoppers. The hoppers have got the 4 spots plus the 1 internal spot. So there's 5 different types of things can go into each. And they do sometimes get clogged. Like I'll have, coal, copper, tin, iron, and, silver running in there. And then something else like redstone comes by and it doesn't have a place to go. If that's the case, it will continue up and it will randomly go around here. Now I have a problem right now. They'll try to go into here because this is a junction. They bounce back right here, which is fine. But I wish I could keep them from even doing that. If I put iron here, actually, I could do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I can just put iron pipe right here, and then I can tell it to only go up. There we go. That'll solve that problem. So it'll only ever go up. So they will go up. So even though this is connected, that's the beauty of iron pipe, is it won't go in there. So you can kind of use it the same as sandstone. Sandstone's obviously cheaper, and you don't need the configurability. Sandstone will allow it to travel both ways. So that just doesn't need to be there. That can be on the other side. Let's get... There we go. So now what will happen is it will travel up this way. If it doesn't make it into anything, it's going to get shot with the gold pipe, which makes things go faster, back into the system, and then try again, right? So it'll only ever be able to come up this way, and then it'll just go around until it finds a home. And that's fine. It'll be kind of cool to have things going around. It's not the 100% most efficient way, but who cares? Once things are in there, they don't use energy anyway, so I think that'll actually be great. So I'm going to finish out this array and this array, and we'll get our max processing power going. I'm not sure if I'll do that right away because it's just not necessary. The other thing I could do is I could put a platform or something. I could put other machines up there, which I might do. Maybe I'll put like extractors and stuff because the layout actually works well, and I like that. So I got power running up behind here, so I could probably get a couple of extractor situation going there, like maybe an extractor and a compressor or whatever. So I could maybe use this a little more efficiently. So that's that. So anyway, it goes out of these then with the wooden pipes as normal, and the iron pipes ensure that they will only go in one direction, so the same configuration would have everything coming down here and into this pipe. This pipe then is a decision point, and right now I just have the blue line, which goes into this chest, basically getting all the stuff that can't go into a furnace. So forcium, which comes from monazite, bauxite, which comes from bauxite, redstone, coal dust, that stuff is all going down the blue line. Everything else is going the other way. I'm going to obviously have to explicitly set the things that go down the red line as being like tin, copper, iron, all that stuff, because then we're going to want to have a default route that sends things that we don't know what to do with, and we need to know that we've got a problem somewhere else. So right now we have this chest, which is just kind of a holding area. That's probably not the way that will end up. It will probably... Once we come out of here, we may be done, right? Maybe redstone doesn't need any more processing. And if that's the case, then we will just send it on to be ready to transport to the next area, which would be the assembly plant, or a storage depot. I'm actually going to have a storage depot as well, where I may send half of it to the assembly plant or half of it to the storage depot, or I may go to like a storage depot and then on to the assembly plant. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that or what possibilities I have as far as kind of splitting things up and making sure that part goes to one place. I know that with these pipes, I can set 2 or 3 routes with the same thing, and that stuff will get evenly distributed between those 3 routes. At least I believe that's the case. Anyways, I know this is like a joyless episode. It's just me talking through what I've done. But anyway, so this will allow for me to split things up, and then things that can be furnaced, can be smelted, will go into these furnace systems, and then out of there into here. So they have the same situation, which is that there's sandstone pipe between them so that they don't go in, hoppers there, which basically act as iron pipes. If you wanted not to have hoppers, you could have iron pipes that only pointed down. So the hoppers allow us to go into these randomly. And then I need another system here like that. I think I could break off if I use, I don't know how I'm going to do it actually, how I'm going to have the loop back into the system. I'll probably do the loop up higher that just comes back. I don't know, maybe this way and then back into this pipe. If I crossed right here with stone, I would be okay. But right now I don't have that problem. This doesn't actually ever overflow because I don't have enough different types of materials, and this goes much faster. Anyway, and then on into here, and we got our stuff. So I'm also going to try to figure out a way for a branch, basically to turn like, I don't know, let's say I put a diamond pipe right here at the bottom, or I'll probably have to move this chest over one, put a diamond pipe here. And then say I route half of the iron, I put a diamond pipe and I put iron in two different routes. And one of the routes goes to the chest, one of the routes comes back into the system and gets, and then maybe I could split up from there again to one of them going back into the furnaces to become refined iron, and one of them going into the blast furnace, which I think you can feed with pipes. I don't actually even know that that's the case. Might not be able to become steel. Although the steel process could be a little more manual and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I assume you can use, I don't know, I've never tried that. I assume you can use the blast furnace with like pumps and for the, I don't know, we'll see. Okay. That was a weird sound. Okay, so that's that. Now, plans in here. I'm going to have, well, so for one thing, bauxite, something we're going to want to do with that for sure is turn it into titanium and aluminum, right? So we're going to need empty cells. We're going to need something that's making those and putting them into a centrifuge. And then we're going to need, a centrifuge that will take the bauxite, produce all this crap, send it on to its next, I don't know. I don't even know what to do with all this. Hydrogen would be used for fuels and stuff, or making methane, and then methane is used for whatever, right? Filled fuel, I don't know, who knows. So point being that that we're going to have a centrifuge system set up somewhere. That will probably be over there, would be my guess. I'll have a bunch of those running. Over here, I think I'm going to put the factorization and thermal expansion stuff. And I'm going to run basically everything off of electricity here. So I'm going to obviously need a lot of electricity, but I'll use electric engines most likely and run all my factorization stuff off of that. Well, no, that's not true. Run anything that requires buildcraft power off of that, and then things that require the factorization power or thermal expansion. But I always get it so confused. But one thing I know is the solar turbine. For you guys that watched my tutorial over on the FTB Craft server, I created one of these, and then all the solar panels, and these run with lead wire down, and those power things like the furnace heater, which then the crystallizer and all that stuff. So we'll get slime balls. We're going to want to produce all of that stuff, and this will be the processing plant that does all of that. So I've talked a long time. Let me see what time we've got. Yeah, wow, that was like 18 minutes of pure talking. So let me give you a quick summary of all of the stuff going on in my head. I've just really been inspired by the building aspect as well. I needed that back, and I just didn't have it. Our little top of the block area just wasn't cutting it. So I wanted to build, and I wanted to build big, and I wanted to have, a bunch of different buildings, and I wanted to have it all centered around industrial revolution stuff, right? Doing the mod. I want it to be about the mod, but also be able to build. So that's what I've done. I've given myself a bunch of different buildings to think about and to create, and a lot of logistics to manage, which is what I have fun with, and then, this whole thing. So I'm also going to treat it a little bit more. I've been inspired by, BWO doing his factory. I thought that was really cool with Generic, and Etho doing his FTB stuff is really cool. Like that 10 factory I thought was really cool. I just like the way he sits down and thinks things through and then executes. And I have some mix of being able to do that, right? I'll think things through and do some planning, and then I'll kind of wing stuff. And so I have, the building probably dictates more of the functionality than the other way around. But that's what's kind of fun, to figure out ways to do things around what you're doing. And I think you end up with more creative, if not quite as cool looking. Although I think this is really cool looking. Like, I love the idea of having this whole area over here just like running with pipes, that it just works, but it looks crazy. Like, to me, that's what a factory is about. Utilizing the space, it's not supposed to look pretty. It's supposed to be as efficient as possible. And I think we can make that happen. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I have a list. I'm kind of keeping a project log now. The quarry, which I talked about being up there, is going to be one of my next projects. I'll probably bring my quarry from over underneath the village over there. And I'll run it with advanced solar. Have a mine camp at the bottom of the mountain, which is this, and we'll and I already, so some of the stuff I already did, that mine camp and the mine office I built. Then I'm gonna have a rail that comes, here, and we're gonna use Steve's carts, which I actually was hoping to get to a little bit here. I built a cart assembler. And anyway, then we'll do maceration and other processing here, and then we'll take it to a storage and supply depot. And the storage and supply, maybe what I'll do there is I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the auto crafting. Like what should the factory do all of the, like, I guess the assembly plant should do most of that, but there's like gears and things like that. Should that come from the storage facility? You guys let me know what you think. I was thinking that the storage facility would feed the factory as well, so it would have some assembly at the like storage and supply depot, because you would want things like gears and stuff to come out of there. But maybe not. Maybe that all gets made at the assembly plant. I was thinking the assembly plant would be like higher order stuff, like I could assemble, you know, centrifuges or whatever. And I would like to make it so that people that wanted to, as they're coming on the server, and again, I know the server's not going to last, so these are just really kind of proof of concept ideas, but I would like to make it so that people coming on the server that want to do some building, if they wanted to get a centrifuge or something, they could just go order one up, right? We could get it to where we could just say, go to the auto crafting table and grab yourself an industrial centrifuge, and the stuff would be there and ready to go. So that we just support the server. So that's my idea. Yeah. So I've been talking a lot. Let's look at the cart stuff. So I'm going to plop this thing down, and this is not where it's going to go. Oh, so this RI is going to have to move, I think, because I'm going to put a workshop area somewhere. Or maybe I'll do it over here and kind of leave the middle open. I'm not sure how much processing stuff I'm going to need. And I think, when I get the ranch running, like ranching, farming operations running and feeding into here, that will also require different machines doing different things. And I was going to kind of leave all of the outside cubbies, spaces available for that kind of stuff. And then I was going to use kind of the middle as like a spot to do a bunch of like on the fly stuff, like have machines that I use that kind of support the factory. So rolling machines and whatever, if I want to have stuff in here, that I would use as kind of a workshop area. That's what I'm thinking. But then I'm going to have to take out my RI because it's just going to look silly. And then obviously the basement, which you kind of saw. But all right, so this thing is a cart assembler. The way this works, you have to have a hull to start with. So if we look at the hulls, we have a regular wooden hull, and then we've got a standard hull. So you can see there's like modular capacity, complexity cap, max engines, all that stuff. So you can't do any add-ons on this one. You can only have one engine. You can't have very complex stuff, and 12 modular capacity, right? This one bumps us up to 250 complexity, 3 engines you can put on it, and then a couple of add-ons, 6 add-ons. And then when you get into this one, you get 500, 155, and 12, and then that one's silly. But so this one is reinforced metal, which is stabilized metal, which is all of this crap, refined hardeners. We got to have pulverizers. We got to have all this stuff. So I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'm going to start with just the first one, and we'll play a little bit with that. So let me make sure I've got all the materials I need, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm not going to have time to do this justice. The rain is so broken on this this mod pack. Okay, so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this just for fun a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is look at, I don't think we're going to be able to do all this. I just want to get you guys familiar with it. So we have to have this cart assembler, right? Which, if we look at it, takes some stuff. This is very easy to do, and it looks complicated because of these, but those are just some gold, iron, and redstone. So that's very easy. We need the simple PCBs, get the cart assembler, some iron, and some stone, and we're good to go. So that gives us the cart assembler. The other thing we're going to want to play this game, I think, is the cargo manager. Cargo manager is this thing, which is a little more complex. It's got these different panes, huge iron panes, iron ingots, chest panes. It's just weird. It's not really complicated. It's just a few steps to get there. So we'll work with that. And then the only other thing is this, which is kind of dynamic panes, which is, yeah, you can see. So that will be very cool. The cargo manager is going to be important to us. It'll help us load, unload, and get stuff going to the right places. But in the meantime, we need to look at this and look at a couple of things. So we want a hull, right? So we'll make the standard hull. We also want to get an engine. And I think what we're going to want is like a basic solar, or maybe just a solar. Let's see, what does that take? It's an advanced PCB, which is the PCBs with some stuff, not a problem. Solar panels, which is not a problem. Pistons, so we can definitely get one of those. We'll get ourselves a solar engine, and we'll want to have a backup of a coal engine. And so that will give us iron, a furnace, and some pistons, right? So that's a coal engine. Well, that's a modular cost of what? 15 and 20, so 35. And on a standard hull, we have 200, so that's fine. We'll be able to go in here and we'll say we'll put a coal engine and a solar engine, and the solar will be our primary. Whenever it can run off of solar, it should, and then when it needs to go to backup, like if it's going to go underground or something, it'll go there. So we'll put the hull in, we'll put those in, and actually let's make a hull so I can show you that. So if we want to make a hull, we need these wheels, which is sticks and iron. So let's make some sticks. Actually, do I have jungle wood on me? I do, good. I like using jungle wood for sticks because you can't use it for anything else. Most of the recipes don't allow it for other stuff. So, all right, so we need, well, we just need 2 of these, I guess. Might have gone a little overboard. So iron, there we go. So we got 2 of those, and that's going to be like this, and then like that. So that gives us a standard hull. And then if we take that and put it in here, you can see that the whole thing opens up to us and shows us exactly what we got. So this is really cool. This is one of my favorite interfaces. In fact, you guys have probably noticed that my my interface is smaller. I had to make it, it's actually on large, but apparently it was on auto before, so it would fill the whole screen. Well, this interface, if you're not on at least large in mine, it won't even give you this. So this is kind of perfect. Things get too small if you go smaller than this, but you have so much more room. I don't know why you guys didn't tell me I was being silly before, but anyway, so we're going to put a couple engines. We can do a total of 3, and I'm not sure what the third one would be. Maybe another solar or something, and then we can have 1 tool, which we'll talk about that, and then we can have attachments. We can have on this one, I guess we're all the slots are open to us, but the complexity cap is 50. It's got a fair amount of internal and external storage that we can put on, and then add-ons. We can have 5 of them. So let's look at the things that we can do with that. Let's grab that back. It's a really slick interface. This is one of the best mods I've seen, and I know you guys have been telling me that, but gravitation engine. I don't know if this is for this. I think that's for the graviton suit or something like that. But anyway, okay. So what are the things that we might want to do with that? Well, so we might want storage, right? So we might want internal storage, which is these chest panes with a chest lock. So we might want internal storage. We might want side chests. We might want top chest, which we can't do with solar. And we might want a front chest, right? All those things. So that's the different types of storage. Tools. Let's go see. Can we just easily get to the Steve's Cart stuff? It's probably hard to see this. It's hard for me. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Well, there's some carts. I don't know if those are the same ones. I think those are different from like advanced carts or additional carts or something, possibly. Let's look. I thought that stuff would all kind of be together, so if I saw the hull, I would know I was close. But that... Well, here's the engines. Well, yeah, maybe. So we got drills, so these are some of the tools. One of the things would be a railer. Large railer and a regular railer. The modular cost is 17 on those, on that one, and 3 on that one. So let's look at a large railer. That takes 2 railers. And maybe this allows you to like lay 3 track at once. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But a railer, which is something we would want, which is this thing. So some stone, some track, and iron ingots. And the track, of course, is made up of the fancy stuff that we've dealt with when we were doing our boring machine. A torch placer, which is kind of cool. You get a tri-torch. I think this is cool. And then some iron, and it will place torches. You can set it, configure it to do a certain... That we can make, in fact. Let's just play with it. Well, we might... What I don't know is if we can go back. You guys can tell me. I'm not sure if we can go back and put a hull back in here and add things to it and like reconfigure it. I would think you could. The thing to keep in mind, though, is based on how complex it is and how much whatever is going on, it takes a certain amount of time. You have to put coal in here to fuel this thing. And I think coal is the only thing. I don't know if you can... Well, you can probably put coal coke or, yeah, which I have some we should go get. But anyway, it has to take time to build it. And some of the really complex stuff apparently can take like 8 hours. I was watching Direwolf's tutorial. You can take a really long time. So that's interesting. What else? And we got bridge builder. This is something we definitely want. So if you're going to have it go mining, you'll need to have a bridge builder so it can cross caverns and stuff like that. So this is bricks and a piston and a simple PCB. Farmer. This is very cool. You can like have it harvest, and then you can have like the woodcutter, the hydrator, the fertilizer, all that stuff, right? Height control. I'm not sure what that is. Liquid sensors, entity detectors. So like for monsters and stuff, so it can do things. A brake handle so you can stop the thing, I think, because I think otherwise it's not, you can't really stop it. A seat, I guess you can sit on it. That would be awesome. We definitely are going to have to put one of those on. Advanced control system, shooters, I mean all kinds of stuff, right? Like just tons and tons of stuff. Definitely going to want to get some sort of a drill bit going. So we got the basic and the Galgadorian. It seems like we're missing at least one. The divine shield. Oh, there we go. The iron drill and the hardened drill. Some of this stuff, entity detectors, red pigment, all this stuff, right? I mean, just really, really cool stuff. We'll have to go dig into this probably next time. Anyway, so all of this stuff seems to be, even down to here, is all for that. And so you can get your modular carts, and then you're good to go. So anyway, I was trying to think of what we could make. There was one, the track layer thing for sure. A couple other things I was going to show you. There's like, I mean, you can make these things do pretty much anything, and they can be pretty automated, which is really nice. So let's see, what we might do, we could make a simple one with, let's see, is this going to work? What do you do? Make a couple of wheels here. Let's make just a basic hull. And then a seat, which I think, this will be interesting. Let's see if we can actually use the jungle stuff for Steve's carts. Yeah, we can. Excellent. That's good to know. So there's a seat module, and then we're going to want a basic tiny coal engine, which is a piston, a furnace, and some iron. I think we can make that. Can we make that? Some cobble. We'll do this and we'll call it good. A piston, a furnace, and some iron. So, piston would be, and we can't use these for pistons, I don't think. No, we can't. That's a problem. Or maybe I had it backwards. Let's try that again, just to be sure. Yeah, we can. Good. So for some of the basic stuff, a piston, furnace, and some iron. A furnace. Piston. There we go. And then let's just take our wooden hull, put a tiny coal engine on it, and where do we do seat? There we go. Perfect. That's awesome. And it's going to take an assembly time of 8 seconds. So let's give it a little bit of coal. And how do we tell it to go? Assemble. One piece of coal looks like is going to get us there. And there it is. There's our modular cart. So now, let me go get us to where we can actually play with this. I'll be right back. All right, what better spot than our big long tunnel of death and destruction? Looks like Endermen have been playing games down there. All right, so let's put a block behind it. Somebody, I think it was Sarcasm, was yelling at me for being a dummy last time. He's like, why don't you just put a block behind it? I never have the right kind of blocks on me. Let's put a piece of wood here so we don't have carts rolling off the edge. That was just brilliant. Thank you for your applause. Oh, let's take this piece of track. We can use that for our track layer. There we go. Now, theoretically, And go like that. We can mount the cart. So let's put a piece of fuel in it and then mount it. And then go. How do we go? Oh, look at that. You can spin around. And then I can set that as high priority. So that's based on like if you have more than one engine. So the high priority. How do we make it go? Dismount the cart. What's going on? Let's disable the engine. I need my, there we go. I think it was going the wrong way. How do I make it go the other way? Give me that. Let's see. What if I put it from this side? Huh. Get in. Set it to go. It's out of fuel. There we go. I don't know what happened, but I think it was stuck in the block. There we go. We've got ourselves a little, a little coal cart. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. This is pretty much what I wanted to get done today. It was just kind of messing around, just catch you guys up on where I'm at and let you know the potential of where we're going. So I'm going to be doing a lot of work offline as well, kind of getting things ready, and then I'll probably try to come back and show you guys once I'm ready to roll. But I think we're getting pretty close as far as being settled over there and me knowing what I want to do. And so I appreciate your patience and you guys watching. I'm excited about this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hold on. All right, I'm back. My frame rate just tanked and it's out of fuel. Let's give it one more shot. Anyway, so as always, follow me on Twitter. Are you going to go? It kind of stopped now. Maybe types of track give it a problem. Anyway, follow me on Twitter. Tell me what I'm doing wrong with this thing. Twitter's the best way to do that. And check me. It's going the wrong way again. Oh, come back here. How do I get back on it now? Okay, it ran out of fuel. That's good. Anyway, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Follow me on Twitter, MinecraftOTB on Twitter. Leave comments. I read and respond to all of them. And yeah, as usual, thanks for watching. Tell your friends, and we will talk to you guys next time.